Georgie and Mandy's first marriage confirms the real reason why Young Sheldon had to end. When Young Sheldon premiered in 2017, it promised fans a heartwarming prequel that would explore the early life of one of television's most beloved nerds, Sheldon Cooper. For 7 seasons, it delivered not only laughs and nostalgia, but also poignant family moments that enriched the entire Big Bang Theory universe. Yet, as the show wrapped up its run, viewers were left wondering, why did Young Sheldon have to end? The answer lies hidden in an unexpected place: the turbulent, complicated, and deeply human marriage of Georgie and Mandy. The subtle heart of the show, Georgie and Mandy. On the surface, Young Sheldon is about Sheldon, his genius, his quirks, and his struggles to fit into a Texas town that is both loving and perplexing. But dig deeper, and you find that the show's real emotional engine revolves around family, specifically Georgie Cooper, Sheldon's older brother, and Mandy McAllister, Georgie's girlfriend and eventual wife. Georgie and Mandy's relationship is one of the more nuanced and layered storylines in the series. It defies the easy stereotype of high school sweethearts, and instead presents a very raw, imperfect, yet believable portrayal of young love navigating the tricky transition from adolescence to adulthood. Their marriage wasn't just a plot device. It became a mirror reflecting the show's larger themes about growth, responsibility, and change. Why Georgie and Mandy? In many ways, Georgie and Mandy's relationship symbolizes the crossroads where childhood ends and adult realities begin. Georgie starts the show as a stereotypical cool older brother, somewhat irresponsible and carefree, but he evolves into a young man facing adult challenges, jobs, parenting, marriage, and self-doubt. Mandy, who begins as a fiery, independent girl with her own struggles, complements and complicates Georgie's journey. Their first marriage, marked by passion but marred by conflict, shows us what happens when young love is forced to mature too quickly. It captures that bittersweet moment where youthful optimism crashes into the harsh realities of life, financial strain, personal growth, and emotional baggage. In the final season, their marriage fractures under these pressures, leading to separation and eventually divorce. This arc is pivotal because it brings to light a truth young Sheldon has been quietly wrestling with all along. Growing up isn't a neat, linear process, and sometimes it means letting go of dreams, relationships, or even entire chapters of your life. The marriage that mirrors the show's own journey. If Georgie and Mandy's marriage is a metaphor for young adulthood's chaos, then it's no coincidence that their storyline parallels young Sheldon's own narrative arc, from hopeful beginnings to inevitable conclusions. The show started with a fresh premise, giving viewers a glimpse into Sheldon's formative years. It thrived on exploring the innocence and wonder of childhood through Sheldon's eyes, but it also gave space for the other Coopers to grow, stumble, and change. Georgie and Mandy's relationship began as a bright spark, the kind of youthful romance that suggests stability and future happiness. Yet as seasons passed, cracks appeared. Misunderstandings, career frustrations, family tensions, and unspoken grievances slowly wore them down. Their marriage's decline felt organic, painful, and real, not the glossy fairy tale sitcom ending many expected. This authenticity elevated the show from a simple comedy to a heartfelt family drama. The weight of realism, why the show had to end. The dissolution of Georgie and Mandy's marriage signals more than just a character's personal story. It reveals a fundamental reason young Sheldon had to end, the natural conclusion of this family's coming-of-age saga. Sitcoms, especially those based on family and childhood, often face a delicate balancing act. They thrive on familiarity, the comfort of established characters and routines, but they also must grow and evolve or risk stagnation. Young Sheldon succeeded in blending humor with emotional depth, but it couldn't stay frozen in time forever. As the children grew older, their stories became less about childhood innocence and more about adult consequences. Georgie and Mandy's struggles embodied this transition. The show's creative team faced a choice: keep extending a narrative that was fundamentally about growing up, or let it end on a meaningful, resonant note. Ending the show when Georgie and Mandy's marriage crumbled was a deliberate, artistic decision. It underscored the bittersweet reality that not every story can or should last forever, especially those rooted in the messy, imperfect journey to adulthood. The broader implications for the Big Bang Theory universe. For fans of The Big Bang Theory, young Sheldon's conclusion also deepened the context of the original show. Georgie and Mandy's marriage, its highs and lows, explained why Sheldon's family dynamic was as it was in the later years. We often saw glimpses of tension, regret, and longing in Sheldon's reflections about his brother and his brother's wife. Their failed marriage clarified many of those undercurrents. It also added layers to Sheldon's character, his cautiousness about relationships, his awkwardness around emotional vulnerability, and his profound loyalty to family despite their flaws. The ending of Young Sheldon isn't just a farewell to a prequel. It's a powerful thematic link that connects the past and present in a full-circle narrative arc. The courage to show imperfection. Television often shies away from showing messy realities, especially in family comedies. But Young Sheldon bravely tackled the complexities of young marriage with honesty and compassion. Georgie and Mandy's story told us that love doesn't always conquer all, that sometimes even the best intentions aren't enough. Their marriage's ups and downs reflected the very real challenges millions face today: financial struggles, conflicting dreams, mental health, and growing pains. By choosing to end the show amid this storyline, the creators honored the truth that endings can be as meaningful as beginnings. They allowed the characters and the audience to acknowledge that life moves forward, sometimes in unexpected, uncomfortable directions. What comes next? Though Young Sheldon has ended, Georgie and Mandy's story leaves the door open for future explorations, whether in spin-offs, guest appearances, or even in fan imaginations. Their first marriage was just one chapter full of lessons and heartbreaks. It confirms that growing up is rarely straightforward, that love is complicated, and that family bonds persist even through trials and separation. The end of Young Sheldon is not just about closing a show, it's about embracing the messy, beautiful reality of life, with all its imperfect human moments. Final thoughts. The real reason why Young Sheldon had to end. In the end, Young Sheldon had to conclude because it reached the natural endpoint of its story. The series wasn't just about Sheldon's childhood genius. It was about a family evolving, adapting, and sometimes falling apart. Georgie and Mandy's first marriage, with all its struggles and heartbreak, encapsulated that truth perfectly. It was a narrative anchor that symbolized the unavoidable transition from youth to adulthood, a journey that can't last forever on screen or in real life. Their story confirms the real reason Young Sheldon had to end: to honor the full circle of growth, love, and change, no matter how painful or bittersweet, and to allow the characters and the audience to say goodbye with grace and honesty. If you want, I can also help with a catchy intro or closing paragraph for an article, or even break this down into social posts or